Oh, I didn't know. I probably great, but you know,
Okay, there we go. All right, hi. Yeah, we've got a big horseshoe today. No, there's a couple more people signed up. I don't know if they're coming or not, but whatever, they'll fill in or not, whatever. Here we are. All right, so good morning. I was just saying I had this minor procedure last week and they've told me I need to sort of take it a little easy. And so I'm taking it a little, so I may not be on my mat as much. Lisa knows what she's doing and I may be moving around and not demoing as much, and I may ask someone to demo for me. We'll see how that goes. Everything's totally fine. Okay, why is this? Okay, it's showing it wasn't playing. So last week we were talking about Krishna. It was Krishna's birthday. And this week it is Ganesha's birthday. So Ganesh is the little elephant-headed guy. Oh, hey, John, good morning. And he, so he's the son of Shiva and Parvati. And, Shiva's the yogi who's always going off seeking, transformation and awakening. And so he's always off on the mountaintop or in a cave meditating somewhere seeking. So Parvati's home alone a lot. So she creates this boy for herself, this child from laughter and skin, they say. There's all these different stories about how he comes to be, but that's my favorite one. And so one day she's going to take a bath and she says to him, you have to stand at the door. Don't let anybody in. I'm taking a bath. You have to guard the door. You stand here and so he's standing at the door, and this, of course, is the moment that Shiva awakens from his meditation and wants to see his wife and comes rushing home. Morning, Joan. And so here's this child he's never met standing in the doorway and trying to stop him. And Shiva's like, yeah, forget about that. Cuts the kid's head off, goes inside to see his wife. So his wife is like, well, I got to introduce you to our son. And then she sees what happens and it's a big mess. And so Shiva has to go and find a new head for the child. So he goes out and he finds a wise old elephant who agrees to sacrifice his head and live on in this child. And, so he sacrifices his head and the first head transplant in history happens and Ganesh gets his elephant head. So there's a lot of, he's sort of this very jolly, joyful, happy guy. He's the guy who's invoked at all the beginnings of things because he was the one that stood at the threshold, right? So he's the one that you invoke at the beginning of anything that's going to happen, right? So a new job or a marriage or you're moving into a new house. Like Ganesh is the one that you invoke. I'm about to take my son to move him into college tomorrow, and I ordered all these little Ganesh little things, and I'm gonna put them all over his room different. I'm gonna hide them all over with a little note somewhere, so he'll know it's me. Once he finds one of them, he'll know where they came from. But that is the plan. I've got a whole bag of them, and I'm gonna sneak them into little places all over his college dorm. He's gonna love it, right? But he is the one who stands at the doorway and blesses the new beginning. He had his iconography. He's got these big ears that's supposed to signify, that we should be listening more than, his mouth is hidden, his ears are huge, listen more than you're speaking. He's got, small little elephant eyes that are very focused and, clear. And he's got this sort of clarity about him. So we should, see wisely. His trunk is is a symbol of adaptability, right? Because it's a nose, but it's also a hand. They use it for lots of, to do lots of stuff. And it's always leaning towards, he always has a bowl of laddus or some other sweet in his hand. And the trunk is always going towards the sweet, reminding us we should always be seeking out what is sweet in our lives and looking for the sweetness in things. And as this remover of obstacles, he's often invoked as the one who should clear the way for you. And although that's a lovely idea that someone would come and clear the way, you're a king or a queen and they're sort of clearing everything out of your pathway. That's not the reality. No one's going to do that. That's not going to happen, right? I mean, to me, a more powerful way to consider Ganesh is that like he's the one that's sitting at the threshold and he's this sweet and loving guy, but he's like, okay, but it's going to take some work here, because to me the work in the figuring out how to get around it is what's valuable, not having someone come and clear the way. That doesn't do anything for you, someone just sweeping the way in front of you. We see that with kids as they go to college, the kids who parents did a lot for them their whole lives and really sheltered them and looked after them. They don't do as well in college, right? They don't know how to take care of themselves. And so instead of perhaps invoking Ganesh as the remover of obstacles, perhaps thinking of him as maybe the one who's sort of jovially in your path, that's going to help you learn what you need to learn to get where you need to go. He's not going to just clear the way for you, but is going to inspire you to find the way to clear it for yourself, because that is a much more empowering understanding for me. You want someone clearing the way, nothing wrong with that. And there's times that, God willing, we have the people that'll clear the way, right? Sometimes you just need that, and that's okay too. And if that's what you're needing, then that is definitely an energy of Ganesh. But instead of, to me, it's like, we think of an obstacle, something in the way. I was thinking this morning about how, like, when we go to our trainer and he like keeps piling weights on the thing that we have to push across the floor, the sled, like that's what builds the strength. If that thing is easy to push, you're not building any strength at all. He keeps piling the weights on. That's how you get stronger. And that's how I sort of think of Ganesh, as like the sled, the thing in front of you that's helping you to strengthen, to find your way through whatever you need getting through. All right, those are the thoughts. So let's close our eyes. Sit up nice and tall, take a few breaths. Welcome the day. Welcome whatever it is that you are beginning in your own life. Maybe it's just a new season. Maybe it's just a new day. New school year, new whatever it might be. You bring Ganesh energy into your awareness. Allow the energy of ease to come into it. Because although he represents the obstacle, it's like he's this sweet, loving obstacle. So even though he's going to push you and it's going to force you to strengthen and to transform and to grow, it's going to be done with all of this love. Embrace that sense for yourself. And bring your hands together at your heart. And let's chant together. Deep breath in. Namah Shivaya. Satchidananda Murtaye. Ishvara Panchaya Shantaya. Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya. Satchidananda Murtaye. Ishvara Panchaya Shantaya. Niralambaya Tejase. Namah Shivaya. Satchidananda Murtaye. Ishvara Panchaya Shantaya. Niralambaya Tejase. Bow your head to your heart. And as you're ready, release your hands, open your eyes. Okay, let's start on our backs, come lay down. Bend up your knees. Just take a moment to settle. Release your body into your mat. Feel your feet grounded on the floor. And then start a little cat and cow here, just flowing with breath, arching the spine away from the floor, rounding the back into the floor. Feel that rippling action through the whole of your spine, from your pelvis all the way up into your neck, and then from the neck all the way back down into the pelvis, even down through the legs. On your next inhale, lift your hips up and raise your arms up by your ears. Reach your arms overhead. And as you exhale, lower your hips back down. Arms back by your sides. Good. Inhale, hips up, arms up. Exhale, hips down, arms by your sides. Do a couple more. If you need to step your feet in a little closer so you have a little more leverage, you can do that. One more time. Good. And then rest your hips down, arms by your sides. Widen your feet apart a little bit. And windshield wiper your legs a few times, dropping to one side. Do it with an intention to get the knees as close to the floor as you can. So you're getting movement in through your hips. You can take your arms in cactus here. Give the chest a little stretch as you're warming up the legs. Okay, good. Then next time the knees are up, bring your legs together. Hug your knees into your chest. And bring your nose and your knees together, like really squeeze in, make a tight little yoga ball. That's it. Then keep your knees right where they are. Keep pulling them in nice and tight, but release your head and arms and shoulders back to the floor. Stretch your arms out to a T. And then keeping your knees up nice and high, drop them over to the right, up towards your right elbow. That's it. And you can let the legs come to the floor here, feet to the floor. Relax your left shoulder towards the floor, release it down. That's it. Let your legs move, relax towards the right, but let your ribs, your left ribs and your left shoulder release towards the left. On your next inhale, bring your legs up. Shift to center. If you shift it off center, shift back to center, and then bring the knees up towards the left elbow. Yep, legs can come to the floor. And let your feet relax. The feet can be a little staggered. It doesn't have to be fully together. That's fine. And let the right shoulder release towards the floor. Let your right ribs release towards the floor, even as your legs are releasing over to the left. Good. Inhale, bring the knees back up. Reach between your feet. Happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Catch the pinky edges of your feet if you can with your hands facing inwards. So Carol, turn your hands around just so your shoulders can roll back a little more. That's it. And then pull your knees down towards your armpits and maybe do a little rocking side to side. Yeah. We're going to find our way now to downward facing dog. So you can roll to your side and swing your legs around, or you can rock to seated and hop yourself back. Come to downward facing dog. Good. Spread out your fingers nice and wide. Make your arms steady and strong. Elbows as straight as you can. So not hyperextended, but straight. And then pedal out the feet or shift the hips and do some warming up in your dog, as we like to do. One of the stories about Ganesha is that he has a broken tusk. One of his tusks is broken. And the story goes that when the tusk broke off, instead of lamenting his broken tusk, he used it to write the entire Mahabharata with. So The Mahabharata was written with Ganesha's tusk, and in this way took what was broken and made something more beautiful. So as you stretch full into your dog pose, if there's anything in your own body or your own life that's feeling maybe a little cracked or chiseled off, use it to create something beautiful in your own pose with your breath, with awareness. All right, we're gonna come down to the belly, come out to plank, lower down to your belly. And then stretch your arms out to the sides, just stagger with your neighbor if you need to. Get your arms straight out from your shoulders. Good, bring your legs in a little closer together and then bend up your right elbow, bring your right fingertips to the floor. Keep your left arm reaching out to the left and pushing into your right hand, just roll onto your left side. And then exhale and roll back to your belly. And then as you inhale, roll to your left side. And as you exhale, roll back to your belly. And then one more time, roll to the side. So still going to the left, we're just going to one side. So Carol, go to the left, that's it. And then hold here, stay on your left side, reach the right arm left. Maybe take the right leg back behind you. Yep. Shouldn't feel like a pinching or a strain in that left shoulder. Just a nice stretch through the chest, maybe through the bicep a little bit. Lean into that left arm as much as you can. One more breath. Good, exhale and roll back to your belly. Stretch your right arm out to the right. Bend up your left elbow. Good, roll to your side, roll to the right. Exhale, roll back to your belly. Inhale, roll onto the right side, as fully onto the side as feels reasonable for that shoulder. Good, exhale, roll back to the belly and do one more. Roll to your side, hold here. Head can be up or down, wherever your neck feels comfortable. Yep, you can even slide a blanket under your head if you need to, or a block. If you want to take that top leg behind you, you can do that. Use the weight of your body to just create a little more opening into the right shoulder. Shouldn't feel like a pinching or a tightness there, just a nice stretch. All right, exhale, roll back to your belly. Rest your head for a moment. You can turn your cheek to the side. And then firm your legs, draw your legs towards each other. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders like cobra arms. Good. Then with your legs nice and strong, so elbows up, palms flat. Christina, elbows up, not sphinx. So elbows up like cobra, that's it. Okay, legs nice and strong, press knees down, toes down, pelvis down. Inhale, lift your whole upper body off the floor, including your hands. Lift the hands first, lift the hands, lift the hands, lift the hands. That's it, that's it. Make those upper back muscles work a little more. Hug your outer shoulder blades in. Turn on the muscles between your pelvis and the back of your neck. Lift a little higher. Good. Exhale, release. Rest for a moment. So remember what the back muscles did, and then we're going to come up again. Lift again without hands. Get the back muscles turned on. Good. Then plant the hands and use that to press yourself up a little bit more, but don't let your shoulders round forward. The idea is not arms straight. The idea is shoulders back and big stretch across the front of the chest. So push into the floor. Use that as an obstacle to push against, to just open your heart up even more. Open to growth, open to transformation, to change. Nice, you guys. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. From dog pose, make your way forward to the front of your mat. Uttanasana. Come on up with a long spine. Reach up, stretch up tall. Exhale, release your arms. Good. Take your feet a little closer together, unless that throws off your balance. But if you feel okay with the feet narrower, go a little narrower. Take your hands, the heels of your hands, right where the crease of your thigh is, and then bend your knees back into chair with your hands at the top of your thighs. Good. Push your thigh bones down towards the floor. At the same time, lengthen your spine upwards, roll your shoulders back. Okay, now we're going to come up to stand. I want you to keep that feeling of your hands pushing your thigh bones back, straighten your legs, thigh bones back. Good. Bend your knees. Press your thigh bones down, back, sit a little deeper. That's it. Keep the thigh bones pushing back, straighten your legs. One more just like that. Thigh bones back, push them towards the floor, let your thighs descend even a little more. Inhale, sweep your arms up. That's it. And then hold steady. And as sensation builds in your legs, in your thighs, perhaps steady your breath, steady your awareness, steady your heart. Exhale, fold over Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine, come halfway up. Good. Exhale, hands to the floor. Find your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, flow through to plank. That same action you did in Cobra, squeezing the outer shoulder blades in, legs nice and strong. Keep that. Lower down, Chaturanga. You can always put the knees down first. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Sweep your right leg up to the sky. Down dog split. Okay, hold the hips level for a moment. Internally rotate your thigh bone. So roll your inner thigh up towards the sky. Then try to maintain that internal rotation of the thigh bone in the hip, but let your hip open up. Does that make sense? So the thigh bone is rotating internally, but you can let your right hip now stack over your left hip. So the hip can open, but the thigh stays rotated internally. Yep, you can bend the knee if you like. Lift the knee up a little higher. Gaze under your right armpit, a little bit more twist to the right. Yep, you can bend that knee, Christina. So reach the heel over, like that. Good, then big step up between the hands, warrior two. Line up your feet, line up your shoulders over your hips. If you're bending into that front knee and it's coming forward of your toes instead of over your ankle, just lengthen your stance a little bit. Stretch your arms nice and long. Good. Drop your back hand to your back leg. Reach up first. So don't lean back yet. Go up first. That's it. Push your right thigh bone down towards the floor, the top of your thigh, right where that crease was that we were pushing, push that down towards the floor. Push your left thigh bone back towards your butt and then lean your upper body back. Hopefully a little bit more spaciousness in the pelvis so that you can create that extension through the right side of your spine. Inhale, come on back up to warrior. And then we're coming to warrior dog. So keep your legs, cartwheel your hands down inside your foot over to the left. Walk your hands on a diagonal out to the left. Now keep your weight in your feet. That's it. Imagine I'll get to you. Pulling your hips back behind you. So your hips are reaching back even as your arms creep forward. You should almost be able to lift your hands off the floor. So don't bring your weight into your hands. Keep your weight in your feet. Yeah, hips back. Like that, like that, like that, like that. Okay, one more breath here. And then walk your hands forward. Frame your front foot. Spin up your back heel. Drop your back knee down to the mat. Take a blanket or fold your mat. Take care of that back knee if you need to. And then we're coming to lizard, dropping down to the elbows inside the front foot. So elbows on the floor or on blocks over to the left. So inside the foot. That's it. Over to the left. Yeah. Okay. Now remember that sense of the hands pressing the thigh bones down. Have that sense now in your back leg. Pull your right thigh bone back more. So create a little resistance. It's like the obstacle that you're pushing against. Make that thigh bone the obstacle that pulls back so that as you release that left thigh down towards the floor, there's a deeper sense of opening. So right thigh bone pulls up and back a little, even as the left thigh bone drops down. Take one more breath. Let your heart soften, your head and neck release. Lift back up into your hands and find your way back to downward facing dog. Can hold in your dog, or you can come through vinyasa if you like, plank, chaturanga. Go a little wider with your hands, Christina. They're a little narrow, and then I think it's gonna be easier to lower down. See how that feels? Yeah, that's good, good. Back to dog. Okay, dog split. Left leg up. Internally rotate the thigh bone in the hip. So turn the inner thigh up. Keep that. Bend your knee. Let your left hip come over your right hip. So it's two actions, hip over hip, but leg internally rotating. Try to keep your right leg as straight as you can. If it needs to bend a little bit, it can. Is that okay? Good. Big step forward, warrior two. Ganesh is the guy who has your back through all the changes, through all the new beginnings, through all that we are seeking to start in our lives. So feel that as you strengthen your back leg, feel that support so that you can sit deeper into the pose, but again, not in it alone. Drop your right hand to your right leg. Take your left arm to the sky, reach up first. Release your left thigh bone down towards the floor, right at that crease of the hip. That's it. Push your right thigh bone back and then lean back any amount more. Yes. Those two actions of the legs help to broaden the pelvis and release around the base of the spine so that then your spine can lift and lengthen more. All right. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Warrior dog, hands down to the right. You can use blocks for this if you need to. Yep. Keep your weight in your feet. So pull your hips back behind you. Still that action of the thigh bones pulling back. And at the same time, creep your arms out. That's it. Good. One more breath. And then walk your hands to frame your left foot. Drop your right knee down. Pad if you need to. Lizard lunge. Right thigh bone pulls back. Left thigh bone drops down. Is that okay? Yeah. Sometimes I think of that as like a wishbone action, but I don't like to say that because wishbone has this sort of connotation of snapping, right? So don't break anything, but get that counterbalancing pull of your right thigh bone back and your left thigh bone descending down. Take one more breath. Come back up into your hands, step back into your dog pose. Good, hold and dog, or if you want to take a vinyasa here, you can do that. Find your way to Uttanasana at the front of your mat. And then landing into your feet, rise up, reach up, stretch up. And exhale, float your arms down. Step your feet closer together. Garudasana, eagle pose. Let's start with arms. Take cactus arms. Good. Right elbow under the left elbow. And either single wrap or double wrap the hands. Lift your elbows up to shoulder height. That's it. Plug your shoulders back a little bit. Even though they're being pulled off your back, then that's okay. We're still activating the muscles in between the shoulder blades. Okay, poke your hips back. Push your thigh bones back and down. Bring your weight to your left foot. Cross your right knee over your left knee. Good. You can do a kickstand, toes on the floor. You can hover, or of course, you can hook your toes behind your ankle. Bend your standing leg deeply. Sit into the pose. That's it. And then instead of seeing that building of sensation as a deterrent, see it as a building of strength, a building of endurance, a building of your capacity to stand in the doorway and step across that threshold no matter what's in the way. All right, come up, keep your arms, slide your ankle over your knee, sit back again. Elbows towards your shin. And then you can let your arms unravel here and let your forearms just rest on your shin or in front of your shin or onto the floor, any of those versions. Keep your hips pulling back behind you. Your left thigh bone descending, your right thigh bone widening to the right, right foot active. Good. Slowly inhale. Come on back up. Okay. Do a little march out if you need it. Arms. Left elbow under the right elbow. Single or double wrap. That's it. Elbows up to shoulder height, shoulders back as much as they'll go back. Poke your hips back. Stick your butt back. Weight onto your right foot, cross your left leg over. Hover, hook, kickstand, whatever works. Sit. Almost like you're sitting on your own lap here. Sit down onto your right thigh. Press your right thigh bone down. Hold steady in your breath, steady in your awareness, knowing that you can hold it. You don't need someone clearing the way. You have the capacity to do that, but you have the support to do it as well. All right, come on up, slide the ankle over your knee, right ankle, left ankle over right knee, flex your foot, sit back. Yeah, if you need a wall for balance, use a wall. Elbows towards the shins and let them unravel as you get there. In front of the shin to the floor. Of course, blocks is always an option. Keep your hips pulling back. Stay anchored. All right. Inhale, come on up and uncross. Is it that water bottle again, Carol? It's the water bottle again. All right, come on up. All right, we're gonna do a little standing balancing flow, starting in tree pose now. So come towards the front of your mat. Stand on your right foot. Let your left knee turn out to the left. Now, notice as you do that, the second we do that, the standing thigh bone, that right thigh wants to poke forward, right? So hike it back and in. It also likes to go out to the side, right? So hike it in and back. Try to keep that as you slide your left heel up into your tree pose. Press your heel to your leg to your heel. So you're creating that midline action. Squeeze into the center line. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Embrace your own capacity to get around whatever obstacle is in your path. And it might mean that you're wobbly and you're falling over. It might not be the most perfect way that you're doing it, but you're doing it. From here, warrior three, swing your knee out in front of you. And then swing the leg back behind you. You can keep your arms out in front. Of course, you can always swing your arms back behind you if that feels like it's a more reasonable way for you to do the pose. That's it. Hold steady and breathe. Extend back through their back leg. Stand strong, steady in that on your standing leg. Yeah, we're going back to warrior one. That's fine. Take a big step back, land your heel. Okay, and then take a moment and line up your feet. So we don't want them crossed over. We want a little, the heels lined up or a little bit of space. And then we want the right hip to pivot to face forward as long as that doesn't torque in your knee. Take the hip forward as much as you can. And then at the same time, bend into your left knee. Lean forward in your torso. Take your torso, good. So you have like a straight line from your back heel to the crown of your head. Now, in that position, move your right thigh bone back more. Lift it up and back. Keep that action. Drop your tailbone, tone your glutes, keep the thigh bone pressing back. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Take your shoulders back over your hips if they'll go there. Tone your belly. Maybe curl back a little bit further. Good. Exhale, release your hands. And inhale, step up. Lovely. Second side. What leg are we standing on? Left leg? Standing on the left leg, right? Turn the right knee out. And then before you take the foot up onto your leg, just notice as that knee went out, did the hip go forward and out? Draw it in and back. Then take your heel up. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Inhale, arms to the sky. That's it. So when Shiva finds Ganesh at the door, he loses his head and then Ganesh loses his head. And so we draw into that middle place. When we make the midline connection, it's a way of steadying ourselves, right? So pull into the midline and keep that sense of pulling into the center. Send your right leg back behind you. For warrior three, arms can go back also. Keep squeezing towards the center line. Keep pulling into a calm and steady center so that no matter what is in your path, you're not losing your head or causing anyone else to lose theirs. Okay, big step back, warrior one, land your heel. Arms to the sky. Make all the adjustments that you need to make to find your deepest, most radiant, most expressive, most transformative warrior one pose in this moment. One more breath. Exhale and release your hands and step on up. Okay. I want to work on warrior, standing split for a moment with that same thing that we were working on in warrior 3. I'm going to try and show it in a way that seems obvious. You can do this with blocks under your hands, of course. So we're talking about two actions here. One is this rotation of the leg, which is this, and the other is the rotation of the pelvis, which is this, right? So they're related, but it's not the same thing. So with my leg up, I'm internally rotating my leg in the thighs, in the thigh and the hip, but I'm keeping that, but I'm letting this hip open up so that I can get a little bit more extension across the pelvis, but without creating a crunched feeling around this SI joint in the back body. Does that make sense? These are like subtle movements. I think you guys have it. So fold into Uttanasana. Hands can be on floor or on blocks. Take your right leg up and back behind you and focus first on the internal rotation of the thigh bone and the hip. So the inner thigh is rolling up. We're going to keep the leg straight. I know I bent my knee, but I don't know why I did that. Rotate the inner thigh up. Now try to maintain that rotation of the thigh bone in the hip, but let your right hip open up a little more and stretch your right leg up as high as you can. And just see how that feels on your low back. So it's a little less of a hamstring stretch. Yeah, lets the hips open up a little bit. Now walk your hands closer to your feet, your head closer to your knee. Bring your weight into your left heel. Keep the right foot stretching up and open. Nice, you guys. Exhale, release that foot down. All right, did that make sense? It can. Yeah. So there's I don't know if you can see the difference. There's a different, let me show this to you. If you can look at the back of my pelvis. So if I'm not doing that internal rotation and I'm just turning everything out, so you can see how this gets really sort of crunched looking and here gets really kind of crunched looking. So, and my foot is turning out, right? Now, if I do that internal rotation of the thigh bone, but I let the hip open up, do you see the difference? It's not as crunched over here. Do you see that? Because I feel it. But I like that open hip version of that pose. Like to me, to keep the hips level, which is how how we were taught to do it here. I don't get as expansive an opening in my body. I know why we teach it that way, because we don't want that compression in the back. But if you maintain that internal rotation of your thigh, you're not getting the compression in the back. Now, if you're still getting compression in your back, maybe keep your hips more level, because that's probably a better way for you to do it. Does that make sense? Try it. Second side, left leg up. Take your time. Yep, lift it up. Internally rotate the thigh bone and the hip. And then try to maintain that, but let your left hip lift over your right hip. Yeah, and the toes will turn out as you do that a little bit, right? But you're maintaining that openness in the back of your body. And then maybe walk your hands and your head a little closer to your knee. Carol, I think if you keep this leg wider instead of swinging it over, does that feel more balanced or less balanced? Yeah, because it's kind of swinging out behind you. Yeah. Okay, release that foot down. Inhale, come on, all the way up. Good. And release your arms. All right. We're going to use that now to work on some handstand stuff. So come over to the wall. Bring your mat to the wall. If you're doing an L, that's fine. You can go under the windows, or we're not so packed in here. We got plenty of room. Okay, so thinking about kicking up into a handstand, I'm going to show that first, and then I'll show other options. Can I use this space right here? So I'm on the video too. Okay, so what often happens when we're kicking up into the pose is we're sort of like the knees bent, we don't have a lot of power. So if I think of using that thigh bone to drive the whole thing, this lifted leg stays straight, and I'm thinking of moving, that's that same action. We were pushing the thigh bones down, we were rotate, right? And all the poses we've done so far, if I think of taking that thigh bone towards the wall, you see it just goes, right? There's no wild kind of having to kick and use momentum. I'm pushing this thigh bone back towards the wall behind me, and then this leg on the bottom just wants to lift up and meet it, theoretically. If you're doing it in the L pose, if you're not kicking up, it's totally fine. You can do that L shape. Same thing, as you take one leg up towards the sky, move the thigh bone back into the hip. Move or if both legs are staying on the wall, thigh bones up towards the ceiling. Does that all make sense? I'll come around and help, John, Lisa, you guys know what you're doing. Go for it. Call me over if you need a hand. Shoulders over wrist. That's it. Thigh bone towards the wall. You could do L. Yep. You can do L. Yep. Nice, you guys. So we're doing handstand, not headstand. So hands, so shoulders are off. You're in handstand. So shoulders off. So holding yourself. Do you do that? Have you done this one? Yeah, this way. With that one too, it's hard. But that's what, look, you can do whatever you like. But if you are interested in doing it, this is the one that builds the strength to then be able to, even though it's hard to hold, that's what's going to build the strength. If you ever want to do a handstand, and if you don't, ignore me. Totally fine. Yeah, Diane, walk your feet down. Your feet should be in line with your hips. Push your feet into the wall. That's it. Push your thighs to the ceiling. Thighs to the ceiling. Thighs to the ceiling. That's it. You got it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Thigh bones up. Chest towards the wall. That's it. Yeah. Nice, Joan. You got it. That's great. Yeah, that's great. You're holding this a very long time. Yeah. There you go. Breast, child's pose. Knees down, hips down. That's it. Good. Okay.
Yeah, very
Good. Yeah, that was it, Joan. That was great. That's nice. Just squeeze your elbows in more, Christina, and really bring your feet to the wall for a second. Okay, don't, just kidding. Your hands are far forward here. And if it's okay with the blocks, doesn't matter as much with the blocks. But again, if you're preparing to be balancing more, bring your hands back a little bit further and squeeze your elbows in and make those upper back muscles work so even though the blocks are working for you, make your muscles work a little bit too. And that's how you build that strength in the upper back. Okay, how'd that go, guys? Okay. Not so many were swinging up, but still, even when you're in the L, that sense of pushing the thigh bones up, right, gives you that spinal extension, makes it a little gentler. Okay, let's come back. Bring your mat back to your spot. All right, come sit. For Navasana boat pose. So feet out in front of you. I like to be on the heels. And then hold the back of your thighs, rock forward to the front of your sit bone. So instead of rocking back into your tailbone like this, rock forward to the front of your sit bones, lengthen your spine. Good, squeeze your legs together, lift your feet. Still have that sense of trying to rock forward to the front of your sitting bones. Okay, now you could just stay here or you could straighten your legs. I'm not going to. You can let go with your arms. I'm not going to, but you could do that if you want to work on a balancing version. I'm trying to be a little easier on my body right now. That's it. Nice, you guys. Breathe where you are. Steady. Imagine your feet had something to push into in front of you, whether the knees are bent or not. Yeah, from your thigh bones, press to your feet. Okay, good. Exhale, release your feet down. You can cross your legs, roll over the legs for a moment. Let your head release. Neck soften. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do a slow roll down. So same thing. You could do it holding your legs and just roll yourself down, letting your arms support you, or you could do it the hands-free version. So come back to that pose, Navasana we were just in. Lift up. Good. Now let yourself rock back onto your tailbone. Bring your navel towards your spine and start to roll yourself down. You can use your hands for support. I'm going to use my hands for support. Lower down, lower down, lower down, lower down, lower down. Okay, good. Come all the way to your back. And let's take some slow bicycle crunches here. So bring your knees over your hips. Watch me for a second, guys. So as we're doing these, I want you to do just a slow, intentional bicycle. So the tendency is when one leg goes out, the other one comes in. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, but you're going to challenge your abdominals a little bit more if you don't pull that knee in. So instead of letting the knee come in, as the leg extends, keep the other knee right over the hip. Instead of it being this, pulling the knee in, keep the knee over the hip, okay? All right, hands behind your head, knees bent. As you exhale, curl your head and shoulders up, extend your right leg. Try to keep your left knee right where it is. Yes, good. Then inhale, lower down, bring that knee in. Exhale, lift up, extend your left leg. Keep your right knee over your hip. Inhale, lower down. That's it, you guys, just like that. Up and down. That's it. One leg and then the other. If your back bothers you, extend your leg more towards the ceiling. If you want to challenge the abdominals more, extend your leg more towards the floor. Let it hover over the floor. Keep your neck relaxed. Don't pull on your neck. Think of lifting from your shoulders. You're not lifting your head, you're lifting your shoulders. That's it. Try to get the bottom tips of your shoulder blades off the floor. One more each side. Okay, good. And release your feet. Good. Little windshield wiper if you need that. Yeah, good. Let's take the hip stretch while we're here. Knees bent, right ankle over left knee. Suchi Randrasana. Cross your ankle over your knee. Good. You know, I like the hands-free version first. So press the right knee away from you. Lift the left leg up. Don't use the hands yet. That's it. Use your legs. Pull your left knee in. Press your right knee away. Yes. Pull your left knee in. Press your right knee away. One more breath. Add your hands, thread your right arm between your legs, hold with the left arm around the left thigh. If you like a little bracing action, you can push the right arm against the right leg, using that arm to help widen the leg out to the side, out in front. Your neck on this. Yeah. Okay. Exhale, release your leg, both feet to the floor. Second side, cross your left ankle on top, flex your foot. Pull your right knee in, press your left knee away. Don't use your hands yet. Pull the right knee in, press the left knee away. Let the legs do the work. Pull the right knee in, press the left knee away. Yes, good. Now thread the arms through, hold the right leg. Yeah. Let your head, neck, shoulders relax. If you want to use the left arm against the left leg, you can do that. Keep it reasonable. Yeah, if there's another variation you did on the first side, do that here. On your next exhale, release your legs, uncross the legs. Okay, we're going to do half happy baby. So first version, we're going to hold the pinky edge of your right foot. Left foot is going to be on the floor. So bring your right leg up. Hold your foot. You can hold the foot with both hands, actually, if you can reach. If just the right arm works, then just use the right arm. And then draw your right knee down towards your right armpit. You might roll a little bit towards your right side. Try to keep the left side body grounded, but really pull that knee down. And then slowly slide your left leg straight, pushing your left thigh bone down towards the floor, the top of your thigh bone down towards the floor. Pull your right knee towards your armpit. Try to have your heel over your knee. So not like a pigeon leg across the body, have your heel over your knee as much as possible. And the back of the knee open up. Okay, good. Both knees bent, feet on the floor. Keeping your right foot on the floor, lift up your left foot, half happy baby with the left leg. Left knee towards your left armpit. The toes could be a little turned out here. That probably will make it slightly easier. Heel over the knee. Draw the knee down really powerfully. Then start to slide the right leg straight, pressing your right thigh bone down towards the floor. It's not going to be on the floor, but you're pushing it down towards the floor as you're pulling your left knee towards your left armpit. Okay, good. Release that foot, bend both knees. Here's the next variation. If you want to look so you have the visual. You're going to reach inside the leg. You're going to wrap your arm around your leg. And you're going to try to bring that knee to the floor. And then I'm holding still here. I'm stretching out that leg. And then the second option would be to wrap around the leg and do like a mermaid kind of leg. So that's not going to be if that's available, right? If you've got like long arms and legs and a short torso like I do, that makes it a little easier. So you're reaching, same thing, half happy baby, reach inside the foot, but wrap your hand behind your calf muscle. That's it. Then draw the right knee down. Yep. And if you can, get it to the floor. And if you can't, then you go as close to the floor as you can.
Now your left hand can come behind your head and you can lift your head up and reach your left hand for your right fingertips and extend your left leg out. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So it's sort of like a mermaidy bound. Half happy baby. Yes. Nice, you guys. Yeah, that's it, Michelle. That's it. Okay, good. Release. Let that go. Yeah. There you go. We did it. Okay. I know. I tried to explain it. It's hard to, yeah, it's hard to explain that one. Okay. Do the other leg. Left leg up. Reach inside the leg. Wrap your arm around your calf muscle. That's it. And then pin that leg down towards the floor. So really pull it down towards the floor. Yeah, maybe even roll over to the left a little bit. Okay, then maybe you could just stay there, or you could go right hand behind your head. Your left arm will wrap around your shin bone and maybe clasp your hands in a mermaid sort of situation so that your head is resting on your right arm. Wherever you are, extend your right leg really powerfully, press your right thigh bone down. Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay, good. And then let that go. Nice, Christina. That's it. Good. Okay. Okay. Mermaid. Well, mermaid is, I know. I'm not going to do it. Mermaid is where your hand is behind your head. Yeah. It's sort of pretzel-y, that one. That's definitely it. But we're heading towards a couple of other pretzel-y things. Pretzel mermaid. All right. I know. Look, I don't know how some of these names came up. I didn't name them. I've just used the name. Some of them make total sense, and some of them you're like, why? I don't know why it's called that. Okay, come sit up. We're going to do now a version. I'm going to give you two options here. A bound half boat pose. So full pose looks like this. Leg up over the arm. So you just did this on your back. This arm comes behind. Bind, and then leg up. So it's a half bound boat pose. If the bind is challenging, you can of course hold a strap around your leg. That's totally a possibility. Or you can just do it as a half happy baby situation, right? That's a gentler way to do it, especially if you've got shoulder stuff. Okay. So bend up your right knee, reach inside your right leg, tuck your arm underneath, right arm underneath. Yeah, let me give this view. And then lean forward so much that you can wrap that arm around and hold the strap or hold hands. Of course, if you're just holding your foot, that's fine. Then rock back, lift that foot up. Good. Spine nice and long, and then lift up your left leg. Left leg is straight. Or you can hold, you got to go underneath. It's a bound pose. So start on the floor, go under. And if you can't, yeah, your elbow has to clear so that you can bend your elbow. So if not, then just do it this way. Hold your foot. Just, yep, same thing we just did, holding the foot. Yeah, that's at least. Yeah, nice, Kathy. That's it. Yeah, good. Strap works. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that hand, if you're doing it like a happy baby, I'm doing that arm out in front. So it's like a half and a half. Yeah. All right. We have two legs. Christina's down. Okay. You do the left leg. Right. So to get the bind, you have to, the elbow has to clear behind the thigh or else the arm won't be able to spin around. Right. So one way to mitigate that, I don't have a strap here, but you can hold a strap. Right. Or if that's just like crazy talk, just hold your foot. Do it holding your foot. It's totally fun. Yeah. That one goes up. So you bind around the left leg or hold your left foot and then lift your left foot up. That's good. Then shoulders back and lift your right leg. That's it. Yes. Nice. That's it, Mary. Good. Yeah. Yes. All right. Good. Rest. Yeah. Okay. It's like a half bound Navasana. I don't do it so much, but it's we're working towards elephant trunk pose. So this is all ways of just getting us closer to that elephant trunk pose that we're working towards. So no, I mean, maybe it is for you, but let's do a little more hip just to get that leg. Because now the leg's going over the shoulder. So it was over the elbow. Now we're going over the shoulder. So let's do a little more release. So hold your right foot in your left hand, take your right hand over to the right. Yeah. And then roll on your hip, massage out the hip. So your right hand can be on the floor. So lean into your right hand, Diane. Lean onto your hip. That's it. And then you're using your body weight to roll out the hip.
So we've done some hip opening already. If you want to go tighter, you can pull that. You can hug your foot with your elbow. You can pull your foot closer, your right foot closer to your left shoulder. You could be down on your right elbow. You can roll on the right elbow, so you're leaning a little bit more back onto the hip. So you can play around with that. Yep. I don't want to know what you're saying back there. Okay, come on out. I don't want to know. I don't want to find it funny. I mean, you know, we're talking about Ganesh. You got to laugh through the challenges, right? Because the alternative is you're still challenged. You're just miserable and challenged. So, you know, might as well be joyful and challenged. Hold your left foot with your right hand. Yeah. So yeah, just out to the side. Yeah, just like that. Not under the leg for this one. Just rolling on the hip. Yeah, this is just a little more hip release. If your hand gets tired, you can rest your ankle on your knee. If you're, again, looking for deeper stretch, you can tuck it into your elbow and that'll bring the foot a little closer. So it's a non-weight bearing pigeon. So we're getting a strong, nice external rotation for that lifted leg. Okay. Do we feel even-ish? All right. Here's elephant trunk pose. This one does make sense, actually. This one makes sense. So I'm going to hold opposite foot. You can just watch for a second. If you know what you're doing, go for it. It's fine. But if you need a visual, stay with me. So I'm holding opposite hand, opposite foot, and then this arm has to tuck underneath. I'm trying to get this leg as high up onto my shoulder as I can. Then it's a squeeze in and down. So remember all that midline squeezing in, squeezing down. I'm squeezing my arm so that as I release, the leg isn't going anywhere. So if I don't do that squeezing, if I'm letting this hand do all the work, as I let go, that leg just falls right off, right? So this leg has to work. Squeezing in and down. This hand comes to the floor. This hand comes to the floor. I push down and maybe lift up. Ear, trunk, right? Ear, trunk. Okay. Here's a way to, if you don't have long gorilla arms like me, blocks under the hands is super helpful. So as you bring the leg up and over, the hand comes onto a block. You might move them forward a little bit. So that leaning forward action also. So leaning forward, squeezing in gets the thighs to move back, might make it a little easier. Okay, so let's go right leg first. Bring your right leg in. I'll mirror. Lift it up. Hold your right foot. Wrap your left hand around the top of your foot. So left hand on top of your foot, on top of your foot. Good. Then tuck your right arm under your right leg. Good. Squeeze in with your leg. Squeeze down with your leg. Squeeze that arm like crazy. Place your right hand down. Try to keep the right leg where it is. Right hand onto the floor or a block. Squeeze in and down. Left hand to the floor or a block. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Push down. Push down. You can slide your hips back a little. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yes. Yes. Good. That's it. That's it. Yeah. 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 That's it. Squeeze. I know. That's a lot. It's hard. Yeah. The blocks helps. Definitely. Oh, the blocks definitely help. Okay. And if you don't get off the floor, whatever, doesn't matter. Still get a really good hip stretch, right? Yeah. Okay. Try it the other side. So I'm wrapping that hand over the top, right hand over the top of the left foot. I'm leaning to the right, lifting up, and then tucking that leg over my shoulder as high up as I can. You got a cramp? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That can be a thing. Okay, karate chop, squeeze down, squeeze in. Find that steady place, whether you're lifting off the floor or not, whatever. Squeeze in, plant your hands, maybe lift up. That lift comes from the belly. I know, I know. Make your elephant trunk. There you go. Go under. That's it. Hand down. Nice, Lisa. Lisa's doing all sorts of crazy stuff. That's fine. Do your stuff. Good. That's it. Yeah. Hand down, hand down, hand down. Now lean forward. Slide your butt back. You had it. You just let your butt slide back a little bit. Lean forward. Lean forward. Okay. All right. That's all the fun with that. Okay. Yeah, nice, Christina. That's it. Good. Okay, so if the hip doesn't want to, if there's the flexibility in the hip isn't there, that of course makes it a little more challenging. If it's hard to get the leg up over the shoulder, all sorts of factors. Let's come to Agni Stambhasana. Bring your right leg across.
Be on the pinky edge of your right foot. Flex your foot, which may lift the knee a little bit. So if I unflex the foot, my ankle releases towards the floor, but I get a little pull in the knee. So try to straighten out your ankle and be on that pinky edge of your foot. Okay, now if your hips are super open, you can just swing that left leg on top, go for it. If you need a little more assistance, as I do, lean back into your hands and then bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. So try to get the ankle on the knee. So the foot is sort of wrapping around the top of the outer knee. Yeah, that's it, Mary. That's good. Okay, and then draw your low back in. Try to get your left hip to the floor. Maybe take your torso more upright. If your knees come lower than mine, please let them come lower. Mine just don't, but if yours come lower, that's totally fine. Now, if you're getting extreme sensation where you are, just unlock your jaw, soften your eyes, and breathe. If you're looking for more, cross your hands, take them to your inner thighs, push your inner thighs out, away from each other, and lean forward any amount more. And if that's just crazy talk, ignore me. You know, hips are funny though, because some people, you know, it's like, if you know, yesterday we had someone in class and she was like, I don't feel anything. I was like, just say a prayer of gratitude for God's sake, you know, like, you know, just, it's how your body's built, you know, and we're all looking for that opening. Okay. Inhale, come up. Yeah. Carol, you probably don't feel much in that one, right? Not so much. Forward, but then you get a little stretch. Yeah. All right. Okay. Windshield wiper out and then over to the second side. The left leg will be on the bottom. I didn't say this on the first side, but you know, if your knee is really high, you don't want this to come into the knees. So you can always prop a block under your knee or under your foot. You can use support so that you're getting the stretch into the hip and the knee is not taking the brunt of it. All right, you can lean back into your hands to cross the right ankle over, or of course, if it's easy for you to do it any other way, that's fine. The idea is heel under knee, not under thigh, but heel under knee and then heel over knee. And the more open you are in the hips, and if you're looking for more sensation, bring your feet out more in front of you and you'll get it that way. All right, ground your right hip. Yep, again, if you're looking for more, cross your hands, press the inner thighs wide, lean forward. You're getting just all that sensation through the legs and the hips. Breathe, steady, soften your face, unlock your jaw. Take the support that you need. All right, inhale, come on up. Slowly, carefully uncross. Go ahead, take your feet out in front of you. Purvottanasana, let's balance. We did a lot of front body stuff. Let's just open up we did a lot of front body contracting. So Purvottanasana, you can have hands facing out towards the long edge or in towards your hips if your shoulders are happy doing that. Press the inner edges of your feet down, have your heels right under your knees, and then press into your feet, lift your hips, lift your chest. Try to not let your knees splay apart. Keep the big toes grounded, inner edges of the feet grounded. Lift your hips a little higher, lift your tailbone. Yes, tone your glutes a little. Nice. Exhale and release down. Good. Come down onto your back, have a block nearby. If you don't have blocks with you, just share a block with a friend. I think everybody has blocks. Come lie down onto your back. Prepare for bridge, bend your knees. Let's do an active bridge. If you want to do a wheel, if you feel like you want bigger poses, go for a wheel. That's totally fine. Press your shoulders down, lift your hips. Your arms can stay on the floor, or you can lace your fingers together underneath you, pressing the backs of the arms down. Keep the weight on the inner edges of the feet, even if the toes are turned out a little bit. Yeah, thighs parallel. Now lift your hips a little more and chest, like that. That's it. That's good. That's good. Good. Lift your heart towards your chin. Don't close the space, but create a little more arch for your spine. A little more here. There you go, like that. Shoulders down. Good. All right, exhale, release down, rest for a moment, and then let's take a supported bridge. So slide the block under your pelvis. Stay there with feet on the floor, or stretch your legs to the sky for modified shoulder stand. Last inversion. As you bring your legs up, keep your pelvis flat on the block. Yeah, so you maintain that curve in your spine, shoulders pressing down. Your legs don't have to be fully ramrod straight here. Knees can be a little bit soft. Good. Keep pressing the shoulders down gently, pressing your head down gently. When we do that action, it's like, it's like we have something to push against to move us forward. That's what Ganesh represents. That obstacle in our path that forces us to dig deep, to draw on our own strength, to draw on our own wisdom, to find our way through. Bend your knees, release your feet back down. Slide your block to the side. Prepare for Shavasana. If there's any last movement, stretch, pose. That will help you settle. Take a moment, do that. Find your way into balance, stretching the legs equidistant, arms equidistant from the center line of the body. Soften your body. Make it heavy like an elephant body on the floor, releasing muscles, releasing in your joints, ankles, knees, wrists, hips, shoulders. Soften everything. Let your breath become steadier, quieter, calmer. Let your mind become steadier, quieter, calmer. Gently now, let your breath deepen. And to make your small movements, allowing the body to awaken, stretch, yawn. And find your way to your side. Come all the way back to seated. When we invoke Ganesh at the beginning, it's an invocation of our own strength to endure, to transform, to grow. He asks us to become an active participant, not just clearing the way for us, but to step up to the challenge that we face, to step forward with intention to continue to move forward so that we can emerge stronger, healthier, more vibrant on the other side. It's an invitation to take action on our own behalf. Of course, balanced by asking for help whenever we might need it. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Whatever beginning you are beginning right now, whatever obstacle you might be facing, may the energy of Ganesh be with you and hold you and keep you moving forward. Let's end together with an Om. If you'd like to join, take in a deep breath. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Speaking of beginnings, we have Gina's doing another running series beginning September 8th. We have Pilates series, a new Pilates series beginning September 9th. All that stuff's on the website. Hi, Zoom friends.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye, Lise.
Okay, good to see you.
See you next week.
Yeah.